guys hear me okay? I'm still ironing out the ropes. Can you iron ropes? But I'm ironing out the ropes to this. Now we're cooking. Hey, good to see you, Wood Beast. Let me just switch over to something else here. So I thought I would show some stuff maybe about some songwriting that I do. And excuse me here while I go to another something or other. This is something I did today. Hope the warm weather comes back. Yeah, I hope it comes back for me too. It's cold today. I'm in Western Kentucky. And it was probably 40 degrees today or something, 50 degrees. You were wrong on the time. Let me get a different pick here. And I was working on this little ditty today. Let me switch over to it. And I don't have a lot of tracks here. I'm just going to kind of show you what I did. In fact, I just made a video on this one. My mic picking up okay, I presume? I'm hearing it in my headphones. It's wanting to swing out of the way here. And I've got an instance of what do I got here? Addictive Drums, which I've been using an amount. I like the tune track quite a bit. Little view of that. And this is a oldie but goodie, but I've been using this a lot. This Synthmaster, which is this guy. See if I can slide it in without blocking it. But I'm hooked on arpeggiators. So let me just play a little bit of this. And I'll just kind of solo the tracks and explain what I'm doing. And these are 2 guitar tracks I just started out here, and I've got them on a guitar bus. And here's my bass. yes, they are loops. These are some loops that I made. Let me just run through these here. I got the... find my cursor. Just my addictive drums, of course, which is MIDI. Let me switch over here. And that was just one loop. I've merged the loops together as an audio loop. So I just made that. And added in my synth master. If you're getting some hiss, it's still cold here and my furnace kicked on. Oh, and I've been trying to put a gate on this mic, and it works, but it kind of cuts in and out a little bit. Let me set my guitar down here for a second. Yeah, well, listen to my furnace roaring away. I can hear it in my headphones. Anything on my main out. I've got the fat channel. Yeah, I'll pull you up and show you what I'm doing there. Come on, there it is. I'm trying to learn the ropes here. I've got two monitors that I'm running. If you can kind of see, I got this monitor over here, and I'm juggling my OBS live stream and my YouTube. I got to see the YouTube over here, and then I've got my Studio One crammed on the other monitor. And what am I doing on this one? I'm using this equalizer. I love the equalizer. Or no, I've got the limiter. That's the only thing I'm doing on it. So I don't have any EQ or anything on it. But while we're looking at it, this guy's the winner. This Neve, and then I like the Pultec. If you guys haven't delved into those, I would highly recommend them. They go on almost everything. I got a dog walking around. But let's see. I got the fat channel on my guitar. Come on. Yeah, there you see where I rolled off some low end on my guitar and try to brighten it up a little bit. A lot of stuff I find, if you don't throw some EQ even on some of these samples, even the addictive drums, it just, to me, it sounds muddy, or either my ears are fried. Sound without the main out. I'm not following that question. What are you talking about? Michael, no, I'm using my, if you can see it here, let me, hang on. This is, I got a GT100 right here, a Bosch GT100, and I've had that up for about, I don't know, I guess it came out about 5 years ago, and I bought it pretty quickly when it came out. I had the GT10. Disable the fat channel on the main out, or disable it on my guitar. You know, just pick up my guitar, I'll just guess, like an AB, okay. I catch you. I'm gonna get off my ugly mug. There it goes. Did that get quieter on your end? Like I say, my furnace just kicked off. So here's the fat channel on my guitar. And I'll turn it off. I've got a lot of delay going. I've got this Imperial delay. I'll show you that in a little bit. I think I showed that in the last one. And then on. Here, let me A-B the fat channel on this Addictive Drums. You'll hear a big difference on that. And with it off, see, I'm just using the equalizer, same EQ. Doesn't that sound like a blanket's thrown over the drums, or maybe I'm coming through too crispy on your end? And then back on. And I like these EQs because you can just abuse the heck out of them and they still sound good. I mean, look at this high frequency here, if you can see in that. I mean, that's crispy to make blood start coming out of your ears, but it still sounds good to me. I've got this Manic compressor on the drums too. Let me show you this. This is probably one of the coolest looking interfaces. If I turn that off, and this Manic compressor adds some punch to it. Listen, check this. I'll turn it on and on. Getting some room noise on that kick. And this has got a wet dry, so it allows you to do that parallel compression real easy. That's off. Same as turning the effect off. Start bringing in the I kind of got hooked on some of the Boss stuff because it sounds great. It's got a bunch of presets. That's all I'm doing. I think I just got presets, hard punch. Oops, went past my loop. Thickener. I mean, that's a pretty radical change right there, if you guys can hear it. Yeah, and this is a stereo. It looks like a mono setup, but it's stereo. You can see as I'm switching through each one, hopefully my music's not drowning out my voice here, but actually there's like 6 different compressors, styles. Check this deep kick. But at any rate, here, let me see if I can flip over to my ugly mug here. My screen's about 3 feet away from me here. At the end of the day here, I can barely see. Here we are. But at any rate, there's been a lot of talking about the songwriting, and I find it interesting. I'm kind of, and this is my 2 cents, I find a lot of people actually are writing in a lot of traditional ways. And can I widen the stereo? Actually, on the, yes you can actually. Let me go back to this real quick here. Come on. Transition. If you can see, Yeah, up in this corner here it says stereo. I'm not going to try to zoom in. I'm not as fancy as JG right now. But it's stereo. Or I can have dual mono. So basically it would be the same thing going in. But if you had two sources, but it would be affected the same is what I'm saying. It's just linked together, like if you had a link between two mono compressors. And you've got mid and side too, so when you start messing around with that, you can widen it up. And then you can get in if you're starting to deal with the graph here. Let me just see if you guys actually can hear this while we're on here. No rush, no pressure. You know, Rush is my middle name, by the way. I'm going to crank up the EQ on the sides. Well, it's pretty cranked already, but this particular patch is not really showing it. But yeah, I mean, when you got some mid-side processing, you can, that's the only way you can spread it out. It's not like it's a stereo widener. But as I was saying, getting back on the music writing, I was reading in the forums that the guys were asking what's the best way to write a song and how do you do it, and I know there's a live stream that on doing scratch tracks and that sort of thing. And I find I rarely, for me personally, I don't make a lot of scratch tracks, because when I record, I try to pretty much have keepers, and if I don't like it, if it was a bad performance, I'll redo it right then. And I just kind of go, and this is my method that I use mostly, where I just kind of build a song, and they say, use the studio as your song builder. And and so I'll go ahead and just kind of create something. I'll get a drum loop going. I like that better than the click track, and then I just start adding stuff, like where I had the drums and I went ahead and added in the bass and just picked out something and just kind of extend the loops. And then when I put these guitars down, I try to go ahead and, if I don't get those right, I just do them over. And another aspect so when I'm going along on this, I'm not really pulling out a preconceived idea in my head what I like to do. I just go ahead and just start putting stuff down, and in a lot of ways I'm letting the sound influence what I write. I'm not a great singer, so I don't sing that much, so most of my stuff is really all instrumental, and I'll have a vocalist if I can bring in a good vocalist. I'm always looking for a good vocalist to do, and do some of my material. But let me see, what was that? My train of thought here. I just kind of, I might have a part A. I like really long intros. I'll deal with an intro, and so after I get kind of maybe a main riff, and realizing what I've got down here already, it's just a, it's not a full-fledged song. It's just a, let me switch over in here. You have to excuse me, I'm experimenting. But, I've just got this loop here. And so this, to me, would qualify as a verse. And so what I might do now, if I like this, and I think it's in F sharp minor. And so then maybe I'll just go ahead and do an intro. And let me just kind of show you what I might kind of do here to work on that. And I'm just going to slide all this stuff over. Get rid of my loop. And let me see. I gotta get better at this. And so let me bring in another instrument. You'll have to forgive me again. Like I say, I've been working on this software for only since just before Christmas. You'd think I'd have it where I can whip around a little quicker. Oh, and I didn't want to bring that one in. Nope. Get to where I can monitor. There we are. You can see I'm a fast worker. Let me just get a pad here. Maybe a Corel, just something I can. Yeah, those transients are compressed. It's like a 2x4, aren't they? That's just the way it is when you do the high saturation, the high gain. Let me see what I can come up with here. Oops, something cracked that. Oh, my performance meter is going crazy here. Hopefully it'll keep recording. Oh, let me close this out. My lovely desktop. Let me go to. You guys still hear me? Yeah, ping pong. Yeah, that synthesizer eats up a lot of CPU, so let me go to something. I'm running YouTube, and that's my sugar, if you can hear her. Easy, girl. Hey, Shug. Excuse me there, she's dreaming. Old ladies game. Okay, let me get back to where I was here. Let me try something a little easier. Yeah, she was dreaming. Dreaming about catching squirrels. Okay, that doesn't seem to be cranking out my system here too much. I've got easy keys, but I don't use it that much. I don't have too many of the MIDI packs in the instruments, so it's pretty basic. Okay, let's try this again here. Armed and ready to go. Oh, I need to slide some space over here. I didn't save that. Make a shorter intro. Take my loop off. Okay. Nothing elaborate. Let me try another synthesizer. Oh, let's try some of these ones I never hardly use. Let me try this Mai Tai and see if they got a good something for a pad at the beginning. And it's loud. Let's see, what do we got up here? Pads. Just pick one. That's not bad. Let me just try this and see what I can come up with. Let me add something with some movement. Don't let me put you guys to sleep. Let me see. Let's try the Zeta. It's got some good arpeggiators. And it's as loud as heck too. Showcase my arps. I'll try to make that work. Let's see if I'm on record. And I'm monitoring through my through Studio One here, so I'm gonna throw some crazy reverb and see if I can crash my program again. This is another go-to. Ooh, I think I'll automate that. Let me just record something first. Let me get back to my reverb and automate that. I'm probably blocking. I can see I'm blocking my stuff. I'll just go ahead and put that channel into automation, which I can see is behind my picture there. But I'm in write mode now. Let me just go ahead and play this. Okay, and as Johnny said in his last video, I'm in write mode. I click it over to read. So at any rate, what do I got? I got a little intro here. And what I was saying, you know, if I don't like some of this stuff, yeah, I'll come back and ditch it or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, this stuff is keeper stuff. And so on. So okay, now let's move on to the end here. Let me see how this ends. Okay, so here's where I might just add this on. Furnace kicked on again. So let me just put this into record. I'm not in record. Okay, tell me why I'm not in record here. Everything's showing I'm in record. A furnace commercial. Here, now I'll turn my gate on. Check, check. I've got a carrier. In fact, I got a new furnace last year. That does great. Now you can see how my gate's cutting in and out. I could mess with my release time. That's a longer release time. I need a better gate. Okay, I gotta figure out why I'm not going into record. And this is why I'm still stumbling around in Studio One. Need to be Skyping with Johnny or somebody like that. I've got it armed. I'll hit record here. It's there, but it's boy. Oh, maybe on my live stream here I'm getting a bug or something here. I can't even get over into my edit mode. There's my MIDI notes. Maybe if I change the color of this track, there you go. And what kind of sound did that Mai Tai have? Okay, now I saw what I wanted to see there. I wasn't seeing that on my previous track, where it turned to that yellow-green when I was recording. Well, at least I got a video, but maybe I can slice the video out and ask a question and say, why did this happen? If anybody knows, speak up. We're all idiots on this on this bus, Wood Beast. Okay, let me show you what I might do here. Continuing on. So I'm not calling these scratch tracks. Let me find my drum here and I'll move my loop back to my drum. So say if I've got a, hey Sean. If I've got a end here and I just kind of want to have a middle section. So you just come back into it that way. So that kind of lets me preview. I came in a little early here, but then I could just slide all this junk over and continue on if I wanted to. At any rate, that's what I would call a quickie intro. And you can see, for me, I'm doing some of this stuff, it can go pretty quick here. If I knew the program better, I could go really quick. Let me hear that intro again. full of mistakes and everything there. So that's what I might do on something like that. So, what do you guys think about the price of eggs? Yes, a wonderful world of software. We be looking inside. Oh, I need somebody to run my cameras here. Hey, I've got a dual cam. Let me show you this one. Yeah, I got that scene. And cam 2, where's my cam 2? Here we go. Are those dogs alive? They seem to be lying there. Where's Sugar? Let me see. Yeah, Sugar's over here. She's got her head under the chair. Let me show you her. See if I can hang on. I don't know why she's laying with her head under the chair. Always does that. And you can see she's running. See her paw moving? Oh well. Any rate, these are totally unplanned. I need to get these planned a little better here so I'm not just rambling on and showing you dead dogs and dealing with my mic gate and figuring out why my tracks aren't recording. But they sure are fun. I really like watching the live streams. I really get a big kick out of Johnny up in Chicago because he knows his stuff, and he's got a real comfort zone to where he's able to whip around and doing his live streams. And I gotta turn this gate off. It's killing me in the headphones. Okay, I think yeah, Vach, yeah, that's why I was asking you about that art stuff here. I don't want to spend a lot, but if that channel strip or that the MLP or MLS Pro or whatever, if it had a gate built in that was pretty decent. I'm actually using an older art gate, and it's pretty cheesy, but it works. Anyway. Let me, if I can get my camera out. Yeah, I'm using this little, hang on, that little CS2. And all there is a threshold and a release on it. And I'm just using this little mixer right here for my mic. And I run some of my other outboard gear into there or whatever. I got, let's see if this will reach over. I'm probably making you guys dizzy. I got this JV10 2080, and I'll run that in, and then my get tangled up here. My keyboard under here, Roland XP80, and then I'll run that straight into this mixer. You can see my other camera over there. Thank you, Ajay. I actually built this. I had it. Let me back up a little bit here. I used to have a mixer in the middle here, and I cut this all out so I could slide my keyboard under, and then I had to make room for the fader port. There's my honker interface, if you have any questions. A little Steinberg. I was using the Layla 8-channel. Kevin, no, this is Studio One. See, I'm running Studio One on this monitor, and you can see I'm trying to navigate on this monitor over here where I've got, this is where I can see the YouTube chat, and then I'm running my streaming software right here. So I probably need a little laptop. Oh, here, Chris, if you're still around, here's my GT100. Sounds like we got fish that's ready. We cook fish for our dogs. And then this guy, this J Station, this thing's ancient, but it sounds great. Especially like if you like the blackface Fender stuff. Off-stream chat. Does that mean when I go ahead and shut down and we can keep quibbling on the off-stream? Oh, there we go. Funny how we all use only 2 screws per rack here. Yeah, you just need them on the bottom, right? In fact, my 2080, I don't even have screws in it. It's just laying on there. What are you looking that closely at my rack gear to see whether I'm using enough screws or not? Hey, you're crazy. But at any rate, I think I'm going to go ahead and wind it down here. I appreciate you guys showing up and listening to my babble, showing you how I'm doing my goofy intros and outros. And let me just, I know you can't see it on the screen here, but so that's 3 minutes and 12 seconds, adding that intro and my outro to just that little riff there. So I guess any longer than that, it won't go on pop radio. But my stuff, I end up being, say, 7 minutes long or whatever. And I will show you soon. I gotta learn the internet here and actually figure out what people are talking about. And Chris, I appreciate you tuning in and actually asking me a little earlier if I was going to do the show. I didn't really do any advertising on it, which I probably should, but that's probably primarily what I want to get into, is just to, as I get more comfortable with the program, or I don't want to do stuff necessarily at Cakewalk at this point. I still use that program since I think we have primarily a Personas crowd, but I'm not really sure. But that's a guess. And rather than trying to say, hey, this is how you do this in Studio One, well, I don't know either. So I'm all in the same camp as you are. And but I'm finding it's very similar to Cakewalk. But I tell you, everything is different. All the key bindings and where everything's located. And yeah, the off-screen chat. Yeah, the last 10 minutes after JG shuts down. This one with you, Sean. But so I thought and I don't want to replicate what those guys are doing, and I don't want to try to be like a Joe Gilder kind of guy. I'd love to be a Frog Leap, or whatever, Frog Leap Studios. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, you need to check him out. And this Leo from Norway, he's insane. And I wouldn't call him a highly technical player. I'm not a highly technical player, but his audio quality is stellar. And actually, he comes back and lip syncs to everything that he does. But if you haven't seen him, he's got like 2.5 million subscribers. The guy's doing phenomenally well with his channel because his stuff is so good. It's that good. So Okay, you show me the order there. Reading my chat. I think it's so, hopefully it isn't so rude, but you just stop talking, and then I find when people are doing these live streams, they're sitting there for the first 3 minutes. They're doing, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so to me, that's kind of weird, kind of rude, maybe. Get this mic out of my face. Oh gosh, I'm having a lot of fun. But anyway, it's getting on 11 o'clock here. I'm on a school night, so Vache, I know you probably just finished your breakfast, so you got to quit laughing. But I appreciate it all. I'm probably just gonna stick to this time. I was thinking about moving a little earlier, but I think this kind of time works really well for me. I know it's basically a no deal for anybody over in Europe. I don't think I have a big European crowd anyway. I'm not too much worried about that. I can catch Vache at his breakfast or his lunch or whatever, and but you know, if you're in New York or something, you're 2 hours, so that's a big difference. It's 1 o'clock in New York now, so. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna hit the road. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate keeping the chat lunch, keeping the chat moving, so it gives me something to talk about, something to distract my brain. And let me see if I can be fancy here, and I'll go ahead and play an outro. Here, I'll play my, flip to my fancy screen. Sleep well. Take care, Chris. And here we go. Take care, guys.